Alright, welcome back to Logan's Lair again. We are playing a large-size fantasy battle here with these two guys over here. We got Tim and Claudio. We have 4,000 points of chaos with a bunch of totally cowardly dragons hiding behind those trees versus 2,000 points of orcs and goblins plus 2,000 points of empire, which is purely an alliance of convenience. So we will see how this turns out.
We're fighting for the center.
And yeah, all fighting for the center. We got baggage trains on there, but it's mainly fight for this nice chaosy style tower right here. So unfortunately, we forgot to take video of the match. We just took pictures, so I'm just going to do some audio synopsis over top of it. The whole game in total started off poorly for the Orc and Goblins and the Empire. The Hellblaster was blown up from turn 1. The Snotling Pump Wagon was destroyed turn 1. Everything that went in virtually bounced off the Chaos Armor. Boar Boys, full charge, frenzied, hit the unit of Chaos, bounced straight back out, taking massive casualties and never really figured into the rest of the game. The Orc units themselves tried to move around and get some charges in, but it was really ineffective. The Empire shooting was also ineffective. The cannon did virtually nothing the whole game, as did the Orc and Goblin Doomdiver. The Spearmen, with all the characters, went charging in and held up the Chaos Dragons for a while, but were eventually mowed down. The Night Goblins moved up, threw a bunch of Fanatics out, which bounced around, killed a few Spearmen, knocked some wounds off some Chaos Dragons, maybe killed a few Chaos Warriors. I think one ended up going through a chariot. But in the end, it really turned out that we just didn't have the answer to the Chaos Armor. When the Demigryphs got involved, things kind of turned, but then we found out later on that it was a mistake. So in the end, where I say it was a minor victory, or a minor draw, or just a draw, it was actually should have been a victory for the Chaos, because the Empire player mistook the Mace of Hellstrom for doing all of the characters' attacks at Strength 10 instead of just one. So he pounded through a couple of chariots, took out some Chaos Warriors, put wounds on the dragons that he probably shouldn't have. So if we had figured that all in, it probably would have been a big win for Chaos. But, you know, we live and learn. We'll figure it out next time. Either way, it was a really nice to play a huge scale battle. Hoping to do another one in the future, maybe even up to 5K. Maybe get multiple players involved beyond 3. And we'll see how it goes. But either way, it was a fun day. 10 hours of play. And I look forward to doing it again. Thanks all. And now into the earlier recorded ending, which has us as a draw, which, as you now know, is a victory for Chaos. Alright, so we have the end of the large Chaos versus Empire and Orcs and Goblins. It ended up being a draw because, well, we couldn't defeat the cowardly units of dragons flying around. Although the Lord went down to 1 wound, this guy went down to 4 wounds. That dragon over there stayed over there being a
PLS.
Being a, I guess, bombardment guy. You know, tons of combat in the center, but ultimately, by the time points were sorted out, we only managed to make it through like 4 turns in 10 hours, and it was a draw by 200 points.